Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. This is a pedestal fan. It should be on a pole going up there like that, and it stands on the floor. This one's called an Asaki, but it's just a cheap pound shop fan. Nothing fancy about it at all. So if I try with the switches here, let's put it onto 1. You can see it spins and kind of hums and spins really slowly. 2 doesn't make any difference. 3, it still goes slowly. So I've turned it off there. I've made a video about this before, but I want to see how quickly I can do it. So get the front off it. I want to see if I can fix it today. Maybe I should have said that as well. There's these little tabs around the edge. Just open them and it should pop off. It says here tighten and loosen, so you want to loosen it, which is kind of the opposite way to normal. But it says it on it. Pull that fan blade off. This one's a bit damaged, but it doesn't matter. Then in here, this one here unscrews. This is plugged out. I said that already, I think. That off, and then this lifts off. That other basket, and then we're in here and got some little screws to get out. So these are really cheaply made. They're not even, like, from the looks of it, I don't think these are designed to be taken apart. Obviously they'll come apart and go back together because they have to go together in the first place, but all the parts in them are so cheap. These are probably £20 if you buy one in the shop, these fans. And so, God knows, you take tax off that and you take everything else off it. God knows what price these actually are. Now we've got to get this apart somehow. I think this button here should pull off or pop off or something. Unscrew. I don't know. I'll figure that out in a minute. And this clips out here. Got to poke that out somehow. You just got to pick. But you see here, these just pop up like that. They pop up and then that pushes in and then that lifts out. See if we can get a bit of a look there. So lift that up, and push that in, that pops out. And again, the last one. Okay, and there we are in here now. And how good a job do I want to do? Well, I know that if I just put something in here, it'll work, because what happens is this shaft sits on bronze bushings or some kind of brass bushings in there, one on each side, and if they get old, as they will, what happens is the oil in them gets all sticky and you can't really do anything about it. So pull that around, undo this one, the screw here. It's just a self-tapping screw with a washer on it, and that lets the, does it? Yeah, lets it come out. Don't know where that one came from. I think it came with that one. Then we're in here. What we need to do is take these screws here out, and the nuts behind them, hold them and take these out. Little fly buzzing around. I don't know if you can see it in the picture. It's really hot weather here. That's why I happen to be fixing a fan, because this is the first time it came out of the cellar in about a year. At this point, I've said it before, you want to be plugged out from the mains. You don't want to be sticking your fingers in here. Should just come apart very gently. In fact, I can feel it came out so easily that I'd say this one's okay, but this is the sticky one. So if I push that in, yeah, it's just sticky there. Won't be a big deal at all to fix this. So let's get a cloth, a clean rag. And I've got a clean rag, which is a sock. I'll spray on some penetrating oil, which is just use it as a cleaner. You could use switch cleaning compound or anything like that. Just give that tackiness a clean off, and then it's tacky there as well, so I give that a clean off as well, and we push it back through. So when we get the shaft nice and clean, it's already feeling smooth. Do likewise over there. If you really wanted to, you could drift out this pin here and pull the shaft out completely. Pull that shaft out completely and buff out the inside. Then I've got some lubricating oil, a few drops of that in there. That's it, it's spinning just completely freely. A couple of drops on here. Not much, because this is ultimately going to get caked up again. To guide this back in to the center, through its bearing, into the back again. That's it, it just spins now. And the electricity should have enough power. The motor should have enough power to overcome the friction in those bearings. Just tighten these screws, get them back in and tighten them up. This is a job that, I don't know if I've done it before on this fan, but I've definitely done it before with other fans. It's just really kind of crappy construction. There's just nothing in them of quality. But it's 8 o'clock at night at the moment, during the middle of a semi-lockdown. I'd be allowed to go to a shop to buy a necessary fan. So, but I don't want to, you know. The fan's here. This is taking me so far 7 minutes. A lot of time was just faffing around finding screwdrivers and whatnot. So, you know, if you were quick at this, you'd know what you were doing. I've just kind of made it up as I'm going along here. So I got those screws back in with the nuts on, tighten them up. It doesn't really matter how tight these are. There's nothing critical about this. If it doesn't work, you might have to take it apart again. The other thing that can go in these is this capacitor, but in that case I don't think it would move at all. Now, we want this to be like that. We want this around here. Wiggle this in. Get that pin up through the top. Then the base goes in correctly then. I'm going to get this thing here back on here. And the plastic washer, I think. And then the metal washer and the screw. I've lost the plastic washer. Tip it out. Yeah, so you could do a better job in cleaning it up if you wanted, but you know, it's a trade-off. Is it going to make any difference if that oil dries in? Okay, so that's there. Then snap this thing back on. And other fans might be different, and if they are, you know, some of these clips you'll have to figure out. Sometimes they have a security screw on them instead of a screw that you can easily open. And if they do, you'll have to find a way to get in there. You know, you might have a set of security screwdriver bits, or you might not. There's long screws and short screws here, and I didn't make a note of which way they came out, so I might be causing trouble. That fan still spins freely, so should be okay. So these two go in, and then it's just a matter of snapping it all back together. Hopefully we have a fan that spins quite freely. So that lines up like that, that goes on there, that tightens down. Next up is the fan blade. I'll tighten that up good and tight. Fan blade's next. It has this little groove here that has to line up with this metal bar. Just put it on until it sits into it. And then it tightens the other way. That's the other thing. This bit hooks over the top. And then the other bits just snap into place around the circumference. So foolishly confident am I. So set it to 0. Let's plug it in and see if it works. Got 10.5 minutes on the clock by my reckoning. I might edit this down so it might be shorter. 1. Fan. Gentle breeze, working perfectly. 2. 3. Oh, that's fanny. Okay, and off again. As far as I'm concerned, that's working fine. That's how you repair that fan. You needed, what do we need? We needed a screwdriver, crosshead screwdriver to get in. We needed a pokey to get the tabs out, and we needed some cleaning oil, but like you could use cooking oil for that really if you were in a pinch, and a bit of wire wool or something, and then some kind of lubricating oil. If you were to use cooking oil again, it would probably cake up faster when it's not in use. You want something thin. I had 3-in-1 oil. You could probably get away without taking the motor apart if you just spray WD-40 in there and spin it, but you're building up a load of gunk in there, and that's not going to help in the long run. But if you just are happy to keep doing that, same as keep doing this, you know, you're alright. Check out my other videos, subscribe to my playlists, subscribe to my channels, give this a like if it helped you, or if you're still confused, ask a question in the comments below. Thanks for watching, see you later.